my dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing really very well. I, Shama Parveen, your social science educator, welcomes you in our today's session. In our today's session, my dear student, we are going to start your book with chapter number 1. Okay, and the name of this chapter is Locating Places on the Earth. Okay, it means in this chapter we are going to see about the places of our planet Earth. Okay, so before starting this chapter, here is a phrase is given by Aryabhat. Okay, what he says, see, the earth is like a ball in space made of water, land, fire and air. It is home to all kind of creatures, both those that live on land and those that live in water. Okay, so in the words of Aryabhat, okay, who was Aryabhat? A famous mathematician of our ancient India. Okay, see, in the words of Aryabhat, he says that our earth is a ball. Okay, the structure of our earth is just like ball. Okay, and that ball is made up of fire, water, land, okay, and air. Okay, and this ball named as earth is also the home for all the living creatures. Okay, now we are going to start this chapter. So here you can see, my dear student, this is the map of our world. Okay, now first of all, my dear student, what is the meaning of map? Okay, we are going to see through this chapter what is the meaning of map. Here you can see, my dear student, see, a map is a representation or a drawing of some areas. Okay, it may be a small area, maybe a village area, a town area, etc., or a bigger area, say our district and our state, or a very large areas like India or even the whole world. Okay, so what is the meaning of map? Map is a representation of our planet Earth. It may be in the part of villages or towns because they are very small part. Okay, or maybe they are in the terms of very large areas like our district and state. And on the other hand, if we are going to talk about countries, okay, then we can also draw the map of our respected countries. Okay, and in the map, if we look at the surface, okay, if you are viewing it from the top, an atlas is a book or collection of maps. Okay, so map means what? Map is a drawing of any area that is located on our planet Earth. Okay, it may be a smaller area like village or towns, or it may be a large area like state or district, or maybe a large areas, okay, like countries and continents. All this can drawn on a single sheet of paper, and that sheet of paper is called as map. Okay, and here again comes the concept of atlas. What is the meaning of atlas? The map which we draw, okay, the map which we draw, it is collected in a book form. Okay, and that collected form of map in a book form is called as atlas. Okay, now, so my dear student, we are going to see an activity. See, let's learn how to use it. So the concept of map and atlas is clear to us. Now, in what way we can learn to use them? See, look at the map of this small city, figure 1.1. Here one figure is given. Okay, here you can see a one figure is drawn, figure 1.1. Okay, so just have a look on this small city. Okay, imagine you just got off a bus at the bus stand and you want to visit the bank shown on the river. Okay, now look at just look at this map and imagine you are getting off from a bus. Okay, and now, and when you are getting off from the bus, it means what? The place is called as your bus stand. Okay, and now you want to visit, okay, you want to visit the bank area which is shown in this map. Okay, for example, yeah, this is your bus stop. Okay, now let me show you. Yes, okay, you want to visit this area, bank area. Okay, means coming down from your bus, you want to visit your bank area. Now what you are going to do, my dear student? Which direction will you take? Okay, so imagine when you get from your bus at your bus stop and now you want to head towards the direction of bank. So in this map, tell me which direction you are going to follow. Okay, see, are there other possible routes? Can you find the public garden, the school and the museums? If you want to go to the bank, to the market, which direction will you go? This is where a map becomes useful. Okay, so just have a look on this picture. Okay, in this picture numerous number of areas are depicted. Okay, in this picture numerous type of places are depicted, like your school, your apartment, your market, hospital, nagar panchayat, bank, museum, etc. and etc. Okay, suppose actually this is a picture of a small city. Okay, suppose you get down from your bus at your bus stop. Now you want to visit nearby your bank. Okay, but you don't know. Okay, but you don't know that in which direction our bank is located. Now what you are going to do? Here comes the role of map. Here you are going to use map. Okay, and by looking at the map you can find out easily in which direction bank is located. Okay, so look at this picture carefully and you can easily understand in what way we can use our maps. Okay, now a map is a treasurer map. Okay, it shows you where things are and how to find them. See, actually map is a treasure for us. Okay, like it's an old treasure for us, because through maps we can easily find out the directions where we want to go. Okay, look at the four arrows in the top right corner of the map. Okay, first of all, my dear students, you have to note these arrows. Okay, this arrow is telling us about the different kind of directions which is present here. Okay, they point to the specific direction which we will learn after soon about making map even more useful. Okay, and if you know, if you have a great knowledge about the direction, then you can use map in a very efficient way. Okay, now in detail we are going to learn about now maps. So you all know what is the meaning of map. Okay, the word map is taken from the Latin word mappa, which means cloth. See, map, M-A-P, it is the spelling of map. Okay, so map is a Latin word. Okay, it means map word, a Latin word taken from a Latin dictionary named as mappa, M-A-P-P-A. Okay, mappa, the short form of mappa, which is a Latin word, is our map. Okay, and the literal meaning of mappa is cloth. Okay, a map may represent the whole earth or a part of it. The map of the earth is drawn to a scale. See, on a map we can represent whole earth, or we can also draw a small part of any place. Okay, see, map of the earth is drawn on a scale. You know, my dear student, because in your previous classes you already read about scale. Okay, so the map of the earth or the map of the any place of the earth is always drawn on the basis of scale. Okay, scale means measuring lines. Now what is the meaning of a scale? Scale means measuring line. And why do we need scale? Because the distance between any area is measured into kilometers, meters. Okay, so it is not possible to draw such a huge distance on a single sheet of paper. That's why we reduce those distances and we can easily draw the map with the help of the scales. Okay, this enables the user to measure a certain distance on a map and determine that distance on the ground. Okay, and with the help of the scales we can easily show the details of landscape, roads, railways, towns and villages. Okay, the art of map making is called cartography. Here comes another term, cartography. Okay, now what is the meaning of cartography? Cartography means, I'm talking about drawing maps, I'm talking about scales. Okay, but what are all those things? See, the art of map making in our geographical term is called as cartography. Okay, cartography means what? Cartography means the art of map making. Okay, as you all know, what is the meaning of atlas? A collection of maps is called as an atlas. Okay, so again the word atlas is derived from the Greek god Atlas. Okay, see, all the words are taken from some kind of mythologies. Like map is taken from a Latin word mappa, which means cloth. Okay, Atlas is taken from the name of a Greek god Atlas. Okay, it is believed that he supports the earth on his shoulders. According to Greek mythology, uh, god Atlas supports earth, means he supports earth on his shoulder by carrying them. Okay, it is shown in Greek mythology. Okay, now here we are going to see what types of maps we use. Okay, there are different types of maps, as you already studied in your previous classes. The first type of map which we use is physical map. Now what is the meaning of physical map? See, as it shows, physical map means all the natural landforms are shown in this map. Okay, all the natural things, okay, all the natural things which Mother Earth has given us is shown in this physical maps, like our mountains, plateaus, plains, and water bodies like lakes, rivers, seas, and oceans. All these natural bodies are shown on physical map. Okay, so this is called as our physical map. Now here comes the turn of political maps. Now what is the meaning of political map? See, political maps are usually drawn to show the international boundaries of the different countries. Okay, it is used to show the city name, town name on the map. Okay, so those type of maps are called as our political map. Now there is a third category of map called as thematic map. Now what is the meaning of thematic map? As the already the name shows, thematic means theme based. Okay, so these maps are particularly theme based map on any kind of theme. Just like you can show weather map, railway map, road map, forest map, mineral map, industries map, to tourism map, etc. and etc. So you can see these maps are particularly based on one thing. Okay, like if I'm talking about tourism map, it means on that map, I'm taking example of our country India. If I'm talking about tourism map of our country India, it means in this map all the tourist places, means all the only tourist places are marked in this map. Okay, so thematic map, political map, and physical map are the three categories of maps. Okay, so here you can see examples of your physical map, political map, and your thematic map. Okay, now let's move further. Now we are going to see about directions. Okay, we are going to see about our directions. Let us return to the four arrows at the top right of the small city map. Just remember figure 1.1. Here four direction maps are shown here. Okay, and those four directions are north, it is shown in the top order. Okay, and if you are moving clockwise, okay, in clockwise, east, south, and west directions are located. Okay, and all these are called as cardinal directions or cardinal points. Okay, other than this, intermediate directions are also used. Okay, see, cardinal direction or cardinal point means our four major direction: north, south, east, and west. So these four directions are known as your cardinal directions or cardinal points. Okay, but apart from these major directions, we have also some major divisions in directions, and those some major divisions are called as your intermediate directions, like your northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. Okay, most maps simply has an arrow marked with the letter N which points to the north direction. If you can see any map, maybe a physical map, political map, or thematic map, they have an arrow shown in the north direction labeled as capital N. It means that map is showing your north direction. Okay, so here you can see the picture of the direction. So north, see, north, west, east, and south, they are the cardinal directions, means they are the main directions. Okay, now the north, northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest, they are all your intermediate directions. Okay, now symbols are also used in our maps. Okay, now symbols are another major important category in maps. Okay, our map has a small drawing of actual building or a few other elements, but there would be not enough to space on the map on a large city or a country to draw them all. See, symbols are used to show the particular building on a map. Okay, because it is not possible to show each and everything on a map. Suppose if you want to locate all the hospitals of the country. Okay, so it is not possible to label them all. Okay, that's why we use symbols. Okay, to show that hospital area, to show the lake area, to show the airport area, etc. and etc. Okay, all those are shown on a term called as symbols. Okay, now conventional symbols. What is the meaning of conventional symbols? Let's see, conventional symbols are most essential component of the map. Okay, maps do not have enough space to show features such as trees, buildings, roads, bridges, and railway lines in their actual shape and size. See, it is not possible to show each and every symbol on the map. Okay, because it is not possible to show all the tree, building, road, railways of any area on a map. Okay, thus different symbols are used to show these features. Okay, I once again uh, tell you this thing in the symbol category. Okay, see, so different type of symbols are used to represent all these features on our map. These symbols not only save space but also easier to draw on map. Okay, and by using these conventional symbols we can we can also reduce the consumption of our time. Okay, there is an international agreement on using symbols to show specific features. And see, there is not a single mind behind accepting these conventional symbols. See, the use of these symbols or conventional symbols is not only accepted by our country India, but it is worldwide accepted. Okay, so you can see the hospital symbol is same in our country India as well as same in the European countries, same in the US, same in the South America, Africa, or Australia. Okay, hospital symbol means hospital symbol. Okay, so it is an international widely accepted concept. Okay, that's why they are known as conventional symbols. Okay, means it is agreed by all over world. Okay, now colors, you can also see there are different types of colors used in our maps. So what is the meaning of colors? Let's see. Various colors are used to show certain features. Okay, now we have talked about symbols, we use this type of symbols, but you all have seen these symbols are not black and white in nature, they are colorful in nature. Okay, and all different colors shows different types of symbols, like your ocean, rivers, and other water bodies, means combinedly water bodies are shown in blue color. Okay, so if you see any blue color on our map, it means it is related with water body. Okay, green color is related with our plants. Okay, deserts is shown in yellow colored in our maps, and mountains are shown in brown color on our maps. Okay, snow and ice are shown in white color. So you can see on a single sheet of paper on a map we can use different types of colors. Okay, so here you can see, my dear student, there are some symbols which we use internationally and nationally both. Okay, so here you can see borders are usually shown in this type of lines: railway, trees, bridges, oil wells, fort, police station, post office, roads, water, temple, mosque, church, graves, village, huts. See, these all are the internationally accepted symbols used in our country as well as other countries also. Okay, so these are collectively termed as your conventional symbols. Now mapping of the earth. Okay, how we can map our planet earth? See, mapping the earth involves creating a representation of our planet surface on a flat piece of a paper or on a digital screen. Okay, so if we are drawing the map of our earth, it means what? It means we are drawing our planet earth on a single sheet of paper or on a digital screen. Okay, this process is essential for navigation, planning, and understanding geographical features. Okay, so this process means the map art of map making is important for navigational purposes. Okay, for town planning and for understanding geographical feature of any country. Why we need to draw map? Okay, this question arises in our mind: why we need to draw map? Because we want to use navigation. Okay, and now we also want to know about the geography of our country or our world. Okay, and we also, if we are planning, okay, if we are planning to do something in our area, then it is must, we must draw the map. Okay, the earth is a sphere, and accurately representing its curved surface on a flat map requires the use of system called projection. So here another term comes called a projection. Okay, as you all know, earth is spherical in shape. Okay, and accurately representation its curved surface on a flat maps requires the system. Okay, so earth is not a round in shape. Okay, it is spherical in shape. So when the bottom line, which is flat, okay, bottom of our planet earth, which is flat in nature, so to draw the bottom of our earth we need some kind of projections. Okay, there are several types of projections. Okay, there are many types of projection having their own advantage and disadvantage. Okay, for example, The Mercator projection is commonly used for navigation because it's preserve angles and shapes over small areas. Okay, so for the navigation purpose, we use Mercator projection. Okay, and why we use only Mercator projection for navigational purpose? Because Mercator projection preserves. So the angles which are preserved in Mercator projection are very sharp. Okay, means it gives a very sharp information about any smaller areas. Okay, but it distorts sizes especially near the poles. Okay, but see, Mercator projections are very useful throughout the world. Okay, that's why it is used in navigational purposes. But when we go towards the area which is located in our polar areas, maybe it is north pole or maybe it is south pole, okay, Mercator projection have some limit. Okay, another common projection is the Robinson projection, which balances size and shape distortions to provide a more visually appealing world map. Okay, so another projection which we used is our Robinson projection. Okay, this Robinson projection balances the shape and size. Okay, balances the shape and size of our planet Earth on flat piece of paper. Okay, now this is understanding coordinates. Okay. So coordinate means what? We are going to see. Okay, see, coordinates are the systems to determine the location of any place on a map. Okay, if you want to locate any place on the map, then we have to mark some points, and that points are known as your coordinates. Okay, that points are known as your coordinates. This is done using latitude and longitudes, and coordinates are always marked only using latitude and longitude of any area. If you know the latitude and longitude of any area, then you are going to mark this coordinates. Okay, as you all know, latitude means the imaginary lines which run parallel through the equator, and longitude means horizontal line runs from north pole to south pole, having a common meeting point called as meridian. Okay, so you all know, my dear student, our equator has a 0 degree latitude. Okay, now see, coordinates, how you are going to mark the coordinates. Okay, in this here you are going to see this. Okay, how you are going to mark coordinate of any area. Okay, see, when you went to a large market. Okay, see, whenever in a city there are various type of places are located, there are some small markets or large markets. Okay, so here it is given, suppose in a city or in a town area you visit the largest market of that city or market area. Okay, in that market we all have a neatly rows of means neatly arranged rows of our shops. Okay, and those all shops are same in size. Okay, you want to meet a friend at a stationery shop inside the market, but your friend does not know where the shop is located. Okay, so in that market area, you want to visit your friend at a stationery shop, but unfortunately, your friend doesn't know that in that market area where stationery shop is located. Okay, now what you are going to do? See, you would give directions. Okay, now you are giving instruction to them about the directions, like meet me at 4 p.m. at the ninth shop in the 10th row from the entrance. Okay, now how you are going to instruct your friend? Okay, my friend, meet me at 4 p.m. okay, at the ninth number shop, and that ninth number shop is located in the 10th row, because in that market area all shops are located in rows. Okay, so this is the direction which you are going to give your friend, and in this way your friend will exactly know the location where you are standing. Okay, so to record moves by advanced players, the columns are labeled. Okay, now the chessboard. Okay, here the example of chessboard is also given. So if you want to mark the record by advanced players, okay, then the columns are labeled in the letters. Okay, you all see the columns of the chessboard is labeled as A to H, means A, B, C, D to H. Okay, and the rows are numbered in 1 to 10, means see, on a chessboard we can see alphabet as well as numericals. Okay, so alphabets are marked in the columns and numerical orders are marked in the rows. Okay, this simple system allows players to identify each square and record every move. Okay, so it helps players to record each and every step of them. Okay, for example, if the white side moves the queen's pawn 2 square down, the pawn moves from d2 to d4. Okay, so through this way you are going to play chessboard. Okay, for examples, use the system of coordinates. Okay, so actually why I am telling you all this thing and why this is mentioned in your book, because we are understanding the concept behind coordinates. Okay, we are understanding the concept behind coordinates. Okay, so using coordinate, you can easily identify the location of a stationery shop, and you can easily through this you can easily identify any place which is located on our planet Earth. So through this, if you know the coordinate points, means if you know the latitude and longitude of any point, then you can easily find that place. Okay, now latitudes, you already know about latitudes. Okay, because you already discussed in detail latitudes in your previous classes. What are the meaning of latitude? Okay, latitudes are, as we all know, latitude, longitude and equator, these are not real lines, these all are our imaginary lines. Okay, these are drawn parallel to the equator. Okay, and why latitudes are used? Latitudes are used to determine the geographic location of any places on our planet Earth. Okay, so the equator, which is longest latitude line. So which is the longest latitude line? Our equator, which divides our earth into two equal parts. Okay, like southern and northern hemisphere, and it is designated at 0 degree latitude, or equator always have a 0 degree latitude. Okay, moving away from the equator, latitude increases up to 90 degree north, and the north pole, and 90 degrees south at the south pole. So when we move apart from equator, maybe in north pole or maybe in south pole, it increases to 90 degree. Okay, now each degree of latitude is approximately 111 kilometers 69 miles apart. Okay, so the degree of latitude, so the each degree in which latitudes are divided, it has a distance of 111 kilometers. Okay, latitudes also help us to determine the climatic zones of our world. Okay, like we all know, the regions which lie in the near of equator, they have a tropical climate, means they receive the much more warmness, much more hotness from the sun. Okay, so the areas which is far from equator or located at the poles, they experience polar climate, means they experience extreme level of winter season. Okay, so understanding latitude makes easy our navigational purposes, our climatic studies, and all the geographical studies which we want to do on our planet Earth. Okay, now what is the meaning of longitude? Once again, we all know the meaning of longitude. Here you can see in this picture, latitudes are shown. Okay, now what is the meaning of longitude, sorry. Longitude means what? The angular distance of point east to west. Okay, or a 0 degree latitude, 0 degree longitude known as prime meridian. Okay, longitudes run from east to west. Okay, it runs horizontally. Okay, now it has a 0 degree longitude called prime meridian. Longitudes are the imaginary lines. Again, they are imaginary lines from pole to pole. Okay, meridian means, what is the meaning of meridian? It means midday or the highest position of the sun. Okay, the value of meridian is followed by the E for east, and capital E for east and capital W for west. Okay, the numbering of meridians begin with 0 degree at the prime meridians. So similarly, the numbering of latitudes from 0 degree, which is located at equator, and numbering of longitudes start at 0 degree, which is located at prime meridian. Okay, now again it increases in the both east and western hemisphere. Okay, meridians of longitudes are drawn from the north pole to the south pole. As you all know, longitudes are a horizontal line, it runs from east pole to south pole. Okay, sorry, north pole to south pole. Okay, so the prime meridian runs in Greenwich in UK. Okay, okay, and its degrees are made in east to west in 180 degree. Okay, understanding longitudes also help in determining time zones. See, latitude help us to know about the climatic zones. Okay, longitude help us in knowing time zones. Okay, since the earth rotates 360 degree in approximately 24 hours, each 15 degree segment of longitude represent 1 hour of time distance. Okay, now what is the meaning of prime meridian? Let's have a look. Prime meridian is also known as your Greenwich meridian, okay? Because in the year 1884, some nations decided that the meridian passes through Greenwich, an area of London in England, would become an international standard from the prime meridian. So it is marked at 0 degree latitude, okay? Now, just as the latitude is the measure of a distance from the equator. If you travel towards one of the pole, longitude is see, what is the meaning of latitude? Latitude is a measure of the distance, means through latitude we can measure any distance from the equator, okay, if we are traveling from one pole to another pole, okay. While on the other hand, longitudes help us to measuring the distance from prime meridian if we traveling along the equator, okay. See, longitude too is measured in degree. Both latitude and longitudes are measured in degrees, okay, westward or westward, okay. It increases in volume 0 to 180 degree with the letter W or E added. See, when we are moving westward or eastward, it is denoted as on longitude, capital W for west direction and capital E for east direction, and it is divided into 0 degree to 180 degree, okay. For instance, using round figure, for example, we are taking the longitude of our New York is 74 degree west, while Delhi is 77 degree east and Tokyo is 140 degree east, okay. Now see, latitude and longitudes are together the two coordinates of a place, okay. Now latitude and longitude means these are the two coordinates or 2 points on our planet earth, okay. With them you are now able to look at any place on earth. If you know the latitude of any area and longitude of any area, it means you can easily measure there or you can easily find out their direction. You can now understand statements such as Delhi lies in 29 degree north latitude and 77 degree longitude. So through which you can easily identify the lat long of Delhi. Okay. Now, what are the grid lines? Here comes another concept, grid lines. Okay. The parallel of latitude and the meridian of longitude together on the globe as blue lines. Okay. So the parallel lines of latitude and the meridians of longitudes shown as a blue lines, means shown in blue colored lines. Okay. These lines together constitute a grid for the globe. So this blue lines constituently forms the grid of our planet Earth, known as our grid lines. Okay. So here you can see this is our passing the Greenwich meridian, crossing the equator. It divides into it divides our western hemisphere and eastern hemisphere, and again it also divides in northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Okay. Now here it is also given as the map of our country India. Okay. What things we can note from this map? We can note this map shows the few ancient cities close to the Ujjaini meridian. Okay, some are very close to it while some are very far. See, this is the ancient map of our country India. Okay, and why it is taken as an ancient map of our country India? Because we want to know about how our ancient geographers or cartographers use map. So this red colored marked area is Ujjaini. Okay, Ujjaini, okay? Some are very close to it. See, you can see some places are very close to this red marked area, Ujjaini, and some are very far, okay? That is because measuring longitude requires accurate timekeeping, which was not as precise then as it today. See, you can see this map is not very accurate map because the things which we used to measuring in our ancient time is not very advanced like now, okay. So here we don't know the exact location, we don't know the exact distance between Ujjaini to any other part. We can only see that, okay, this place is this much, means this place is near to Ujjaini area and this place is very far, but we don't know that how much far or how much near, okay. So this map is showing that in our ancient world we don't have so much advanced technology, but we know how we can measure the distance between them, okay. And why here it is taken as Ujjaini city, not any other city? Because the Ujjaini prime meridian used in ancient Indian astronomy, okay. Ujjaini astronomy means Ujjaini prime meridian. So the prime meridian which is crossing through the Ujjaini, it is taken as to measure the astronomer. It is taken to measure the distance by our ancient Indian astronomers, okay. Now, you all know longitude and time. You know that longitude is used for measuring our time, to knowing our time. So how we can know time using longitudes? Let's have a look here, my dear students. See, the meridians are used for designating time zones. You all know the meridians are useful for identifying our time zones, because we have different time zones. And why we have different time zones? Because some country experiences, if in India it is daytime, then in then in North America it is night time. Okay, that's why we have to know the exact time zone of these countries. Okay. See, a day is defined as the time required for the earth to make one complete rotation of 360-degree. First of all, what is the meaning of day? We know day and night, but what is the meaning of day? Day means a duration which is required by our earth to complete its one rotation around the sun. Means earth takes total 360-degree around the sun. So this rotation of our earth is known as day. Okay. Since the day is divided into 24 hours, the earth rotates at the rate of 15-degree longitude in an hour. We all know there are 24 hours in a day. It means earth takes each 15-degree to complete its one rotation. Okay. Noon is the time when the sun is directly above a meridian. So afternoon is the time, okay, when a sun is directly at our top head. Okay, to the west at meridian is forenoon, to the west in afternoon. Okay, so meridian is located in the afternoon time in its west direction, and in the evening time it is located in east direction. And why we can see sometime it's located in west direction, sometime it is located in east direction? Due to the rotation of the earth. Okay, there are two separate ways of calculating time: local time and standard time. So we have two different ways through which we can easily calculate the time zone of any area: local time zone and standard time zone. First of all, we are going to see local time zone. What is the meaning of local time zone? See, in broad terms, local time zone means the time zone which is used by any country. Okay, the time at a place fixed on the basis of movement of the sun. We all know our time is directly related with the movement of the sun. The local time of a place is 12 noon when the midday sun is that place. It's the highest point. So which is the highest point in a day? Afternoon time, or maybe 12 noon. Okay, all places on the same meridian has noon at the same time if watches are set accordingly to that time of the overhead sun at a particular meridian. So all the places which is located on the same meridian, okay, so all the places falling on the same meridian, they will experience exact 12 noon. Okay, middays shows different times at different meridians, so the local time differ from one meridian to another. Okay, and middays also shows that if they sometime it is 12 exact 12 noon, or sometime it is 12:30 p.m. or sometime it is 2 p.m. Okay, so it is shows that each meridian, okay, it shows that time at each meridian different from the another meridian time. Okay, location of important cities of India. Here you can see, my dear student, some important cities of our country. India is located like Delhi, Bhopal, and your Ranchi and Mumbai. Okay, so here you can see they experience the different time zones. Okay, now what is the meaning of standard time zone? We are going to see here what is the meaning of standard time zone. See, local time means the time zone used by any country on their national level. Okay, but what about time zone at national level, international level? We know that in our country India there is a difference of 2 hours. Okay, but what about another country? When we travel internationally, according to the time we book our flight tickets. Okay, so what about that time which is used on globally? So that time is called as our standard time zone. Okay, let's have a look on it. As a local time differ from place to place, it would be difficult and confusing for people to function. Okay, so to avoid this confusion, every country select a central meridian whose local time is adopted across the country. The local time of the central meridian is called the standard time of that country. See, each country have their local time, so it creates the state of confusion among them if they want to travel from one country to another country. That's why a single time zone is adopted by each country at global level. Okay, like, and that accepted time zone is called as our standard time zone. Okay, in India, 82 and a half degree east longitude is the standard meridian. So from India, it is taken as 82 and a half degree east. Okay, 82 and a half degree east taken as the standard meridian. Okay, thus the local time zone is 82 degree. 30 degree east is followed all over the country and it is called the Indian Standard Time. Okay, as I already told you that there is a gap of 2 hours between the time. See, A, because sun rises early in the Arunachal Pradesh and after 2 hours, sun rises in the west direction. Okay, so 82 half degree east is accepted as the Indian Standard Time. Okay, Indian Standard Time is 5:30 hours ahead of Greenwich Meridian Time. See, our Indian Standard Time is uh, 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Meridian. For example, at Greenwich Meridian, it is 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Then in India, it will be 6 p.m. in the evening or 5:30 p.m. in the evening. Our Indian Standard Time zone is 5:30 hours ahead of Greenwich Meridian Time. Okay, it means when 11 a.m. in London, then in India it is 4:30 p.m. Okay, see, what is the meaning of Greenwich Meridian? GMT stands for Greenwich Meridian Time. Okay, our world is divided into 24 time zones in an each hour. Okay, see, in how many parts our earth is divided into time zone? There are 24 time zones. Okay, a time zone is a region that covers 15 degree of longitude. Now, how these time zones are divided? Because the area falling on each 15 degree. Okay, so the area falling on 15 degree longitude having the same time zone. Okay, it takes 1 hour to pass in front of the sun, so our earth takes 1 hour to pass in front of the sun. Okay, area in a time zone follows the standard time. Okay, see, countries having very large east west extend upon often adopt more than one time zone or standard time zone. For example, Russia has 11 time zones and USA has 4 time zones. See, some countries of our planet Earth, they have a very large area. Okay, so it is not possible for them to follow any one time zone. Okay, or any two time zone, so they follow more than 4, 5, 6 time zones. Like Russia is the largest country of our planet Earth. That's why Russia have 11 different time zones. Okay, and similarly USA follows 4 different time zones. Okay, our country India has single time zone, Indian Standard Time. Okay, but USA has 4 different time zones and Russia have 11 time zones, different time zones. Why? Because due to their length. Okay, finally, when the prime meridian was fixed at Greenwich, the opposite line approximately 180 degree longitude is called the international date line. Okay, see, prime meridian, it is fixed at Greenwich. Prime meridian means Greenwich meridian. Okay, the opposite line. Okay, so the opposite of Greenwich meridian, which is at 180 degree latitude, it is considered as our international date line. International date line, it means if today is 21st of June in India, then it is 28th of June in USA. You can see there's a difference between date also. Okay, so when prime meridian passes through Greenwich, it is our prime meridian. It is our prime meridian. Okay, so the opposite of this Greenwich meridian, which is located at 180 degree latitude, 180 degree longitude, sorry, it is called as our international date line. Okay, as you can see on the map, the plus 12 and minus 12 time zones through each other at this line. So international time zone is divided into 12 parts. Okay, you all know 24 time zones in our world. So plus 12 zone in one direction, minus 12 zone in another direction. Okay, if you cross it by ship or plane, you need to change the date in your watch. Okay, so when you are crossing this international time zone, then you have to change your date and time in your watch. Okay, If you cross it traveling eastward, you subtract the day, say from Monday to Sunday. Okay, see, if you are traveling in the east direction, okay, if you are traveling in the east direction of international date line, then my dear student, you have to need to subtract, means you have to remove one day. Okay, means you only take Monday to Sunday. Okay, if you crossing it traveling westward, you added a day from Sunday to Monday. Okay, so if you are traveling in the westward direction, so you are going to add one extra day, means Sunday to Monday. Okay, see, again I'm repeating, our world is divided into 24 time zones. Okay, so it is not possible, okay, to follow all 24 time zones at a place. So our 180-degree longitude, means our prime meridian, the opposite of our prime meridian, means 180-degree longitude, it is divided into 12 time zones in east direction, 12 time zones in west direction. Okay, so whenever you are traveling in towards the east direction of prime meridian, okay, then you are going to you are going to subtract one day, means here the calculation will be from Monday to Sunday. Okay, and when you traveling in the west direction of prime meridian, then you are going to add one extra day. It means here calculation added from Sunday to Monday. Okay, so here you can see, this is the world map which shows the different time zones. Okay, now, so this is all in this chapter, my dear student. Okay, so there's a key highlighted points. Let's have a look there. See, from the above explanation, it may seem if every country has one standard time zone. Okay, see, so through this chapter we can conclude that every country have their own standard time zone. This is not always the case. Okay, but this is not always remains the same. Okay, like our country India have single standard time zone, but countries like Russia and US have different time zones. Okay, here you can see Russia, Canada or USA, they are very large in shape. Okay, they cover the huge landmass area of our planet Earth. That's why they follow different time zones. Like USA has 6 time zones while Russia have 11 time zones. It means when you are traveling across Russia from east to west, you will need to readjust your watch 10 times to align the local time. Okay, so my dear student, this is all in this chapter. I hope I'm able to clarify all the concepts mentioned in this chapter. Okay, now my dear student, go thoroughly through this chapter and complete all the exercise which is given below here on this chapter. Okay, now I am taking leave and going to meet with you all in my next session with a new chapter. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Bye.